Thank you. Madam President, distinguished members of the Court, it is a privilege to appear on behalf of the Republic of South Africa in this case of exceptional importance. It's a case that underscores the very essence of our shared humanity as expressed in the preamble to the Genocide Convention. It's my task to address the Court on the genocidal acts that have led to this urgent request for provisional measures under Article 41 of the Statute of the Court. South Africa contends that Israel has transgressed Article 2 of the Convention by committing actions that fall within the definition of genocide. The actions show a systematic pattern of conduct from which genocide can be inferred. Allow me to place these acts in context. Gaza is one of the two constituent territories of the occupied Palestinian territories, occupied by Israel since 1967. It is a narrow strip of approximately 365 square kilometers, as depicted in the map now displayed. Israel continues to exercise control over the space, territorial waters, land crossings, water, electricity, electromagnetic sphere, and civilian infrastructure in Gaza, as well as over key governmental functions. As the Honourable Minister has said, entry and exit by air and sea to Gaza is prohibited, with Israel operating the only two crossing points. Gaza, which is one of the most densely populated places in the world, is home to approximately 2.3 million Palestinians, almost half of them children. For the past 96 days, Israel has subjected Gaza to what has been described as one of the heaviest conventional bombing campaigns in the history of modern warfare. Palestinians in Gaza are being killed by Israeli weaponry and bombs from air, land, and sea. They are also at immediate risk of death by starvation, dehydration, and disease as a result of the ongoing siege by Israel, the destruction of Palestinian towns, the insufficient aid being allowed through to the Palestinian population, and the impossibility of distributing this limited aid while bombs fall. This conduct renders essentials to life unobtainable. At this provisional measures stage, as this Court has made clear in the Gambia-Myanmar case, it is not necessary for the Court to come to a final view on the question of whether Israel's conduct constitutes genocide. It is necessary to establish only whether at least some of the acts alleged are capable of falling within the provisions of the Convention. On analyzing the specific and ongoing genocidal acts complained of, it is clear that at least some, if not all of these acts, fall within the Convention's provisions. These acts are documented in detail in South Africa's application and confirmed by reliable, often UN sources. It's thus unnecessary and impossible for me to recount all of them. I will highlight only some in order to illustrate the pattern of genocidal conduct. The UN statistics that are relied upon are up to date as of 9 January 2024. In South Africa's oral submissions, we will illustrate the facts that we rely on with limited use of audiovisual material. Madam President, we do so with restraint and only where necessary, and always with respect to the Palestinian people. Against this background, I move now to demonstrate, in turn, how Israel's conduct violates Articles 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D of the Convention. The first genocidal act committed by Israel is the mass killing of Palestinians in Gaza, in violation of Article 2A of the Genocide Convention. As the UN Secretary General explained 5 weeks ago, the level of Israel's killing is so extensive that nowhere is safe in Gaza. As I stand before you today, 23,210 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces during the sustained attacks over the last 3 months. At least 70% of whom are believed to be women and children. Some 7,000 Palestinians are still missing, presumed dead under the rubble. Palestinians in Gaza are subjected to relentless bombing wherever they go. They are killed in their homes, in places where they seek shelter, in hospitals, in schools, in mosques, in churches, and as they try to find food and water for their families. They have been killed if they failed to evacuate. In the places to which they have fled, and even while they attempted to flee along Israeli-declared safe routes. The level of killing is so extensive that those whose bodies are found are buried in mass graves, often unidentified. In the first 3 weeks alone, following 7 October, Israel deployed 6,000 bombs per week. At least 200 times it has deployed 2,000-pound bombs in southern areas of Palestine designated as safe. These bombs have also decimated the north, including refugee camps. 2,000-pound bombs are some of the biggest and most destructive bombs available. They are dropped by lethal fighter jets that are used to strike targets on the ground by one of the world's most resourced armies. Israel has killed an unparalleled and unprecedented number of civilians, with the full knowledge of how many civilian lives each bomb will take. More than 1,800 families, Palestinian families in Gaza, have lost multiple family members, and hundreds of multi-generational families have been wiped out, with no remaining survivors.
ታንዛኒያ ነበር ካንተ?
ታንዛኒያ ላይ 3 ዓመት ታስሬ ነው ተመለስኩት።
ወደ ሀገር ቤት
አዲስ አበባ ሄድኩት በአውሮፕላን። ከዛ በኋላ 3 ወር ተቀምጬ ተመልሼ መጣሁት።
ለምን? የታንዛኒያ እስር ቤት እንዴት ነው ከዚህ ስታየው?
ያ ነገር መጥቶ ቤት ይሻላል እንኳን
ምክር ምንድን ነው? እስቲ አሁን ታንዛኒያ አልታል፣ ሁለተኛ ደግሞ ኬንያ መጥተህ ተይዛል። ያንተ ምክር ለወጣቶቹ ምንድን ነው? ምንድን ነው የምትመክር?
አሁን በኋላ በኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ ምን ዳላላ ያብር ከስራ እንዳትገባ ቤት ብለው ቆና አወጣኝ። ማቀ ያብር ማማለስ አልችልም። ያብር
ድጋሜ ተሰደደ።
ድጋሜ እና ሳውዝ አፍሪካ ብለው ነው አወጣኝ። ካሁን በኋላማ እኔ ነፃ ወስዳለሁ ብል ምን አልመጣም።
ሌሎቹ ምንድነው የምትመክራቸው? እንዳንተ አሁን ወጣቶች ካንተ ኋላ የምታያቸው ወጣቶች እንዳንተ የተሰደዱ ናቸው። ሰው በብዛት ሀገር ውስጥ አይሰማም ይባላል። ይሄንን እንዴት ነው
ሀገር ቤት ላይ ማለት ነው?
ሀገር ቤት ላይ
ምክር ሰጣለሁ። ያ ስግደት መቼም ሰው ይጎዳል፣ መንገድ ላይ ይጎዳል፣ ዶርም ላይ ይጎዳል፣ እስር ቤት ላይ ይጎዳል። መቼም ከዚህ ከሙየለ ቀጥለን እስከ ሳውዝ አፍሪካ የምትገባ ድረስ ስግደት ነው። መቼም እስር ቤት ብቻ አይደለም፣ መንገድ ራሱ ስግደት ነው።
ታንዛኒያ ስንት ነበራችሁ እስር ቤት ውስጥ?
1350 ሰው ነው።
ወደ ሀገር ቤት ታንጋ ላይ ነው የቆየው?
ታንጋ እኔ መጀመሪያ ኮንጎማ ነበርኩ። ኮንጎማ ስኮች አድርጎ ወደ ታንጋ ወሰዱ። ከታንጋ ደግሞ ወደ ዶዶማ ወሰዱ።
3 አመት ስትታሰር ስራ ነበረ?
ያ በኢየሱስ ስም ነገር አታወራውና ይሄን ሁሉ አብሶ ነበረ። ምንም የሌለ ነበረ። በቃ ሰፈር 3 አመት ተቀምጬ ስጋ ምናምን በልቼ በቃ ማንነቴ ተመለሰ።
ድጋሜ ተመለስክ ወደ ስደት። የተመለስክበትን ገንዘብ ማን የከፈለልክ?
ወንድሜ ነው። 150 ሺህ ብር ከፍሎ ነው
ከሳውዝ አፍሪካ
ማለት ኢቴን የሚቀበል ወንድሜ ሳይሆን ኢቴን የሚቀበለው ነው እየወሰዳል ማለት ነው።
አማች
እሱ ነው እየወሰዳል። እሱ ደግሞ ያ ደብዳቤ ጽፌ ልኮት ያ ደብዳቤ አይቶ ለቅሶ በቃ ወሰደ።
አሁን እንግዲህ የሆነ ነገር ተምራል። አገር ቤት ስትመለስ እባክህ ሌሎቹም ምከር። መንገዱ ጥሩ አይደለም። አሁን ለምሳሌ ኬንያ ብታልፉ ታንዛኒያ አለ። ታንዛኒያ ካለፋችሁ ማላዊ አለ። ማላዊ ካለፋችሁ ዛምቢያ አለ። ሞዛምቢክም አለ። በዛ መንገድ ከላጁ ማለት ነው። ሰው አሁን ሌሎቹ የማያውቁት ሳውዝ አፍሪካ እዚሁ ቅርብ ነው የሚመስላቸው። ቅርብ አይደለም። ቸርች ላይ ምከሩ። አገር ላይ ሰርታችሁ መቀየር እንደምትችሉ። ለምሳሌ አሁን 600 ሺህ ነው ሰው የሚከፍለው። በዛ ገንዘብ ብትሰሩ ትቀየራላችሁ። አመሰግናለሁ። ለሌላው ምክር ይሆናል ያንተ ነገር።